Today is going to be super real talk, and it's going to involve a little bit of hair talk. It's going to involve a little bit of reflection, and hopefully for you, it's going to help you to continue in the process that you're on right now, knowing that there's a future ahead of you. Okay, so if we've not yet met, that sounded super cryptic. We'll hop right in. My name is Lydia. I'm all about empowering women to show up in the fullness of their calling and to do so unapologetically. And we're talking about not despising small beginnings. And as someone who typically likes to avoid using negative, we're going to call this embracing small beginnings. Okay, and so let's just jump right on in. So if you've noticed, most of the time when I come on live, I will have a scarf on my head, or I may have my hair in braids. I was doing that for a little while. And part of the reason why I was doing that is I was giving my hair a chance to grow. So I cut it really short last year. It's actually grown quite a bit. But here's the thing. Many of the times when I'm putting a scarf on, it was one, because I just didn't want to have to mess with my hair. Two, it was because I actually felt a bit uncomfortable with my hair being this short. And you might go, okay, how the heck does that relate to this idea of small beginnings? Okay, so here's the way it relates. My hair has typically been pretty long. Okay, so normally be about to shoulder length. And so when I went through the process of cutting it, it was to restart that process again. And the short hair was fine until I started to go, you know what, now this feels kind of awkward. And I almost feel like maybe I should cut it again, or maybe I should hide it, or maybe I should do something else with it. And then I realized that instead of me being in a place of trying to hide my hair or do all these other things, that what I really need to focus on was not the fact of how short it was, but how long I desire for my hair to become. So notice how it's just a little flip, right? So instead of me focusing on how short my hair is currently, I can instead focus on how long I desire my hair to become. So that means that I started to do things a little bit differently. That means I started to go, okay, what are the things that I can do to encourage my hair to grow? What are the supplements that I can take? What are the conditioners that I can use? What's the processes that I can use for my scalp to help that process along? The same thing relates to how we can be starting a project. We may be starting a business. It might be writing a book. It might be choosing to get our finances in order. It could be becoming a different type of parent because you've had some really tough, ugly moments before and you're going, I'd like to change things. When we're in that process of doing something new, it's exciting the moment you start, but it's the actual going through and the growth that can sometimes feel less than sexy, just call it, right? And the process is really where we need to shift our focus. So instead of thinking about how, I just have all these ideas, but they're not going anywhere, or I'm trying to move forward in my business, but it doesn't seem like anything is happening, or I'm trying to fix my marriage, or I'm trying to fix my relationship with my kids, I'm trying to be a better parent, I'm trying to do all these things, and yet it just doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. Before you throw in the towel and you feel like it's a waste, pause, flip the focus. So instead of it being that you're focusing on where you are now, choose to prioritize where it is that you're going, what it is that you desire to become. And be willing to recognize that it's not just that you're gonna, woohoo, I'm now an awesome parent, and then I just shut down and that's it. It's a constant growth process. It's not, yes, I have this stellar business, and then I just sit back, right? The small beginning is part of the process of the growth. And in fact, willingness and the diligence and the concern, the effort, the focus, the love, the care that you put in right now when it's small will translate to when it's bigger. So instead of being in this place, because I was doing that for a little bit of just, fine, all right, so I've got short hair, I'll just kind of be whatever. No. If I do that, then I'm not actually extending gratitude to where I am right now and using that gratitude to help to propel me forward. Whatever energy, whatever focus, whatever compassion, love, I hesitate to say motivation because motivation is up and down. We talked about that a little bit a couple weeks ago in our Facebook group, that motivation is not reliable, right? But the level of connection and concern, care, compassion, consistency that you bring now is what's going to continue as you go forward. So think about that. Flip it. Whatever it is, flip it. And when you do, I love to hear about how that flip has helped you. Good morning to you. Great to see you. And if this has been helpful for you in terms of going, okay, you know what? I get that. I get how right now I've been feeling just really just whatever, just disconnected, trying my best to just muscle it through. Take a moment. I'm not saying that those feelings are wrong. Feelings are not good or bad. Feelings are indicators of what's going on. But what we can choose to do is we can choose to nurture where we are now, knowing that that same nurturing is what's going to continue to the future. If this has been helpful for you, please be sure to pass this on to a friend, pass this on to your mom, to your sister, to a coworker, whoever it is who needs to hear this. That right where you are, it's a test, but it's part of the progress. We choose to focus on how we're growing and where we're going and not despise small beginnings. All right. If this has been helpful, be sure again, reach out. I'd love to connect. And that's right. Motivation is the pettiest ally. I love it. It's so true. It's like that one person who's just super fickle, who's just, yeah, this is awesome. And then when it actually comes time to do it, they're gone. When motivation is there, it's just, hey, hon, I'm so glad you're here, but don't rely on it. Don't rely on him. Don't rely on her. Okay. Don't name your children motivation. That would be a good point. Okay. So with that, if we've not yet connected, please be sure to connect. We can connect on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. If you've not connected on YouTube yet, I have a channel. You can click the subscribe button and click that bell so you're notified when new videos are coming on. And we, of course, have the Facebook group where it's called Super Moms, and it's kind of tongue-in-cheek a little bit because I'm very much a superwoman dropout. And so this idea of being super is this idea of we're just attempting to be over the top, or we're trying to do the very best we can, but we're going, okay, you know what? Apparently, this is a bigger pool than I thought. And that's okay, because we can be amazing and awesome right where we are. And speaking of, you're amazing. I'm glad you are here. Be sure to share this with a friend and have an amazing rest of your day. Cheers.